All right, y'all, like, click, subscribe, do all that. We coming up on now. Primetime games. Kansas City Chiefs going against the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs end up beating the Broncos in this one, 43-16. Let's get to the stats. Patrick Mahomes, 15 to 23, 200 yards, 1 TD. Clyde Edwards, 46 yards at a TD. Tyreek Hill, 55 yards at a TD. Drew Lock was 24 of 40, 254 yards and 2 picks. Melvin Gordon, 68 yards at a TD. Albert O, I can't pronounce his last name, that's why I call him Albert O. 60 yards, and basically it was back and forth sacks. KC was 0 for 8 on third downs, but let's keep in mind the perspective of it. We are playing in the snow. It was some back and forth stuff. It was slippery, and that's how it went down right here. Not a whole lot to say here. Midway, halfway, Darren Soren has a pick six. You know what I'm saying? Midway going into the halftime or whatever like that. So that's business being displayed right there for him. Sliding and all that. Byron Pringle has the kickoff, and guess what? He runs 102 yards for the TD. Look at him just balling past stuff. And Denver didn't even have a shot at this point. It was just abuse and all types of mayhem that happened here. They go crazy. What the hell is this? Chad Henne still in the league and running TDs? When did this take place? Okay, another weapon for them to have. And up next, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the New England Patriots. This one wasn't even close. The 49ers brought out their bag and came out and did business. They beat the Patriots 33-6. Jimmy G, 20 of 25, 278 yards, 2 picks. Brandon Ayuk had 115 yards. Jeff Wilson, the star of the game, 112 yards and 3 TDs. Cam Newton, 9 of 15, 98 yards and 3 picks. Damian Harris had about 58 yards. Jacoby Myers had about 60 yards. Cam was 1 for 6 on third downs. He ended up getting benched near the end of the third quarter. It was crazy. But let's just look at Jeff Wilson. You know he was the star of the game, just giving business to landing in TD for Jeff. Yeah, even Kyle Juszczyk got back into the action, doing work. But you know what this day was all about. This game is about Jeff Wilson putting in work and putting in more work. There you go. Oh, you thought Jeff Wilson was done for the day? Not in the third quarter, he wasn't. You already see it. Number 3, done deal. And like I said, the 49ers finished off the Patriots. And up next, we have those Tampa Bay Buccaneers against those gluten grinders over there, the Las Vegas Raiders. The Bucs end up polishing off the Raiders 45-20. Let's go to the stats. Tom Brady, 33 of 45, 369 yards, 4 TDs. Ronald Jones, 34 yards at a TD. Scotty Miller, who came out of nowhere, 109 yards at a TD. Derek Carr, 24 of 36, 284 yards, 2 TDs, 1 pick. Jalen Richard had about 24 yards. Nelson Aguilar had about 107 yards and a TD in this one. And you knew Tom Brady eventually was going to find Gronk, and he finds him for a second TD of the season. There you go. Big Gronk. It was 24-20 at this point, 4 minutes and 77 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one. It was all still pretty much close. But Chris Godwin had other plans. Hitting TDs in the back of the backfield. There you go. And putting the lead on that. But then a pick and a turnover later, you see Tyler Johnson getting in there and pretty much done dealed that and sealed the victory for the Buccaneers. This one was a fun matchup to watch too. The Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers ended up getting their second win of the season. They pulled it out against the Jaguars, 39-29. Justin Herbert, 27-43, 413 total yards, 3 TDs, and a rushing TD. Keenan Allen, 125 yards at the TD. Gardner Minshew, 14-27, 173 yards and 2 TDs. James Robinson was on fire, 119 yards, 2 TDs. Chris Connolly had 28 yards and a TD. Joe Reed, the first quarter, putting in work. You see him dunking the dude, and there you go. TD for Joe Reed. He throws another ball to Donald Parham. There you go, sliding in there. And that gets the score up on them, 16-0 so far. But James Robinson had enough of that crap. He said enough is enough. I'm about to come up in here and give business. There you go. And then they get the 2 for their troubles. And here we go. James Robinson taking over again, giving business and no, get out the way. You know what time it is. I'm about to score again. Giving business before halftime. And then they try to go for the kick. Daniel Thomas gets the block. He scoops it up and then runs it himself for a TD, keeping the momentum going in the third. But Justin Herbert will go back and say, we got to stop the bleeding. Take this, Virgil Green. There you go. TD right there. Give it a business right there. Gardner Minshew, and to Chris Conley says, no, we will keep this fire going right here. That's what we doing it. Yeah, take the lead back. But nearly a minute later, as you see Justin Herbert, he rolls it to Jalen Guyton. Wham! Taking a catch right there. It says, right back at you. You know what time it is. Time to tie this game up. And this is the play right here in the game. D.D. Westbrook, and he fumbled it right there. And that's how the Chargers got the ball back. And Justin Herbert says, to hell with all that. I'm just going to be a star player right here, running it myself, and take the lead. And then with 6 minutes left in the game, 6.5, they go for the field goal and done deal it. And that's how they win it. Bottom line is, Gardner Minshew got sacked like 5 or 6 times in this game. Man, I think it was 5. But bottom line is, it was a hell of a game, hell of a battle. The beef is real. And the Chargers go up 2-4. And then we get to the main event, the mayhems of all mayhems. The undefeated Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals. This one was crazy. I told people not to sleep on Arizona, and that's exactly why I said that. The Cardinals ended up beating the Seahawks 37-34 in overtime. Kyler Murray, 34-48, 247 total yards, 3 TDs, 1 pick, and 1 rushing TD. DeAndre Hopkins, 103 yards and a TD. Russell Wilson, 33 for 50, 388 yards, 3 TDs, but he also threw 3 picks in this game. Can you believe it? I can't. Bottom line is, Carlos Hyde, 68 yards and 1 TD. Tyler Lockett had about 200 yards and 3 TDs in this game. He was going absolutely ridiculous. And as you can see right here, you already know what it is. He's about to set up Tyler right there for the Lockett and lock it in. First touchdown of the quarter. Oh, you thought you were just going to hit Tyler without my man Kyler Murray hitting D-Hop? Wham! There you go. TD. Carlos Hyde said, no, I'm rushing it in. I'm about to have my fun today, and that's how I'm getting down. Word. Colin said, okay, I got something for you, Christian Kirk right there for the business. There you go, TD right there. Russell Wilson taking a guess who he's going to. Take a guess who he's going to. You know he's going to. He's flying like that. You know he's going to. Tyler Lockett, give it the business right there. There you go. Stretching out the arms. Mayhem. That was the second one of the night. Kyler Murray said, enough of this garbage. I got to do it. I'm doing it myself. There you go. Wham. There you go. 27-24. Is Russell Wilson take a guess? Take a guess. You already know who it's going to. It's going to Tyler Lockett with the toe drag swag. The swag on the toe drag. And yes, when they counted it, the toe drag swag was swagging and it was dragging. Therefore, TD. Third one for Tyler Lockett. What the heck is Wagner doing? He's just standing there like, yo, like nothing's going on. Like, really, Wagner? Really, Bobby? Bottom line is, Christian Kirk said, the hell with that. I'm going to do it too. Tyler Lockett, you ain't the only one getting business. Here we go. And that's what we're talking about right here. Once again, touchdown point game. 7-point game, I mean. 3-point game, here it is. Zane Gonzalez, your life is on the line. You better get it done. He gets it done, they go to overtime. Russell Wilson was a sacked all game. He gets sacked once. He gets sacked twice. He hasn't been sacked all game. He gets sacked twice in overtime. Crazy. And Russell is DJ Metcalf. He hasn't had a pass all game, and they thought it was it. They thought it was over. But wait a minute. It was a flag, and they had to take it back. They was holding on the offense. And there's the hold right there. You see it. And now it's 3rd and 14. Russell Wilson throws his 3rd pick of the game with the mayhem. And by the way, that was Isaiah Thomas that had the pick. And here we go to finish it off at 19 seconds in OT. And Arizona does it. They knock off Seattle. Seattle takes their first loss of the season. I told you the Cardinals were about that business. Can't sleep on them. Russell Wilson. It was crazy.